Welcome everyone. Today we're going to do another Sorcery Beta Contested Realm Pre-Constructed Deck Kit opening and budget upgrade. Yesterday on the channel we recorded the Wave Shaper deck opening and upgrade. Today we're going to do the Geomancer Earth deck reveal and budget upgrade. This video will serve two purposes. One is I don't know the contents of these pre-constructed decks, so this will help us kind of inventory and share with the world what the deck list is for these decks. As you know, it contains the one avatar. These are new to the beta set. 16 Atlas cards and 36 spell books. Typically, you need 20 Atlases and 40 spell books to play play a game of Sorcery. So typically, you would take this pre-constructed deck. You could play it as is. You could also add some Atlases and add some spell books to give your deck a little bit of a flavor. So we're gonna just make that suggestion for you today. Based on cards I've opened, packs that I've seen, I have a general idea of which cards are playable in the Earth decks, and so we're gonna want to put more of those into the pre-constructed decks and take out some of the cards that are maybe less playable. So first things first, you get that many cards plus a little styrofoam insert to keep the cards protected inside the box. And there is all of our cards. Condition on these is beautiful. This is the cards you get in the pre-constructed deck. First thing is the Geomancer avatar. Its ability is to replace an adjacent rubble with the topmost site of your atlas. There's that. And then we have the 36 spells first, starting with an elite. Crater Eyes, that's a pretty good card. We'll put our elites here. Make some space. Sorcery. All right, so this is the first part is going to be kind of inventorying what's in the pre-constructed decks. We have another elite. This is Ray Tanis Titan. That is some beautiful art on there by Tony Scazuto. That'll be elite number 2. We also have another elite. This is a Mountain Giant. That's a third elite. Casting cost is pretty high on these. This is 7, 8, and 9, or 7, 8, and 8. So we might consider swapping those for cards that have lower casting costs to keep the curve down. Then we have some ordinaries. We have 2 Wild Boars. Those will go right there. We have 2 Land Surveyor. We have 2 Scenthounds. Nearby enemies permanently lose stealth. We have 2 or 3 ordinary Belmont Longbowmen. They have ranged. We have 3 copies of Cave Trolls, which is ordinary. And this is the Earth deck. Pudge Butcher is really good. That's an exceptional. It's immobile and it taps to shoot a projectile. If it hits a unit, you drag it to its location and Pudge may fight it. It has 5 power toughness. So Pudge Butcher is pretty good. I think we're gonna add more of those into this deck. We got 2 copies of Autumn Unicorn, which is I think a pretty basic exceptional card. Then we have Slumbering Giantess, another exceptional card that falls asleep and is disabled until it's hurt. We have 2 more exceptional House Arn Bannerman. Other nearby allies have +1 power. We have a Dalcian Phalanx, is another exceptional mortal. Can only move themselves forward, so that might be coming out. Amazon Warriors, this is ordinary mortals. That might be coming out. We have King of the Realm. This is a unique card. That's a nice one. Let's see if we can make some space. King of the Realm, maybe over here. Yeah, perfect. So there should be 36 spells, and then we'll get to the atlases in a second. 2 ordinary overpowers. This gives an ally +2 power this turn. That's pretty good. We have Divine Healing, which is really good. It's an exceptional, so you can play 3 of these in your deck, and you gain 7 life from Divine Healing. Border Militia is an ordinary magic. You summon a Foot Soldier token to each site you control that borders an enemy site. 2 copies of Berry, which is an ordinary magic. Has Burrowing, an exceptional Cave In. Burrow all minions and artifacts occupying target land site. We have an ordinary Entangled Terrain. Minions occupying affected site lose airborne. Siege Ballista is an exceptional. Tap Bear and another ally here deals 3 damage to target unit 2 steps away. Rolling Boulder is an exceptional. Units here have tap to give Rolling Boulder a push, and it rolls as far as possible and deals 4 damage to each unit along its path. Kind of a cool mechanic. Here's an Elite Payload Trebuchet. It's a weapon that flings things wide and far. It's tap Bear and another ally here. You discard a card, deal damage equal to the discarded card's mana cost to each unit at target location up to 3 steps away. So I guess you could have, maybe you could have Crater Eyes or Mountain Giant or Rictanus Titans in your hand, and then discard those to do 7-8 damage with the payload. That might be a interesting combo. And now we have the Atlas sites. There's 16 of these, so we'll need to add 4 Atlases to our deck. We have 3 copies of Humble Village. It's ordinary. We can play up to 4 of those. Put those right there. We have 3 copies of Rustic Village. We can also play up to 4 of those. Basically, you may pay 1 mana to summon a Foot Soldier here. Same thing with Humble Village and the Humble Village, Rustic Village, and Simple Village. All 3 villages summon Foot Soldiers, so I feel like this Earth deck will have a lot of Foot Soldiers in it. There's also Vantage Hills, which is an exceptional. There's 2 copies of Vantage Hills in this deck. Ranged units atop the site have +1 range. Here's a Quagmire, an exceptional. 2 copies of Quagmire in the pre-constructed deck. We have Bedrock, which is an exceptional. Cannot be moved, destroyed, or modified. We have Holy Ground, which I think is pretty good. It's an exceptional, and each nearby avatar heals through 3 life. That's pretty good. Then we have a Sinkhole, which is an elite site, and you sacrifice Sinkhole to destroy a nearby site. So those are the Atlases. We only got 1 unique in this deck, which is the King of the Realm. Other mortals have +1 power. You control all mortals. That's pretty good. So then in my stack of extra cards, I made a little packet of Earth cards that were good. And so I'm gonna try to get as many of these into this deck without going over the maximum of 4 ordinaries, 3 exceptionals, or 2 elites. First things first, Common Sense is an ordinary card. You can search your spellbook for an ordinary card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, and then shuffle your spellbook. So that's a pretty good ability. So we'll just add 2 of those to the ordinary cards because we need to add 4 cards right away. Dispel is another ordinary card that's not in the pre-constructed deck, but it works really well in Earth decks. You destroy all auras and artifacts at target location up to 2 steps away. So we're going to add that as well to the deck. So now we have 40 spells. Autumn Unicorn is good. I had 2 copies ready to go, but we already had 2 copies in the deck, so I'm going to set those aside. Call to War is an exceptional Earth card. You may search your spellbook for an exceptional immortal, reveal it, and put it into your hand, and shuffle your spellbook afterwards. So that's a good card, but let's see if we have, real quick, any exceptional immortals that we could search for. Here's Weapon, Magic. Here's Immortal. House of Bannon is Immortal. And Beast. No, I think we're actually going to take these 3 out at some point. We're going to probably swap House of Bannerman and Dalcian Phalanx. I think I'm going to take those 3 out. So we're not going to use Call to War. Good idea, but not enough mortals. Divine Healing is an exceptional card. This deck came with one. We know it's a good card, so we're probably going to add, let's add 2 more Divine Healing so that we can play all 3 copies of Divine Healing. And in order to do that, we're going to take out these 2 House of Bannermans. All right, so this is my method for making sure I have 40. Pudge Butcher is really good, so we're going to add 2 more Pudge Butchers, just so we have 3 Pudge Butchers. Really good card. We need to take out 2 cards, so let's take out the Dalcian Phalanx and the Siege Ballista. Siege Ballista deals 3 damage to a target up to 2 steps away. The other one I'm probably going to take out is the Slumbering Giantess at some point. Okay, so those 2 are coming out. For the Pudge Butchers, we have another Rolling Boulder and Root Spiders, and Slumbering Giantess was also pretty good. Do we want another Rolling Boulder? No, this one came with 1 Rolling Boulder, so we'll keep that one in there. I do want to add 3 exceptional Root Spiders. Root Spiders they have burrowing, and they're pretty good. So we're going to put in 3 Root Spiders, and I think we'll take out the 3 Cave Trolls. These also have burrowing, but I like the Root Spiders. While Root Spiders are burrowed, minions directly above are disabled. So that's the ability that makes them slightly better than Cave Trolls, in my opinion. We have 3 copies of Slumbering Giantess. Do we want to take out any exceptionals or ordinaries? Longbowmen have ranged. Slumbering Giantess falls asleep. Let's keep those out for now. I think we're doing pretty good. We have True Sight Crossbow, which is an exceptional weapon, and Bear has range and can target stealth units. This looks pretty good. I think we're going to add 2 True Sight Crossbows to our exceptional pile, and then we're going to take out these 2 Wild Boars or the Land Surveyors. Let's see here. This has Genesis Draw a Sight, and this is just a 1/1/1/2 ordinary beast. So let's keep the Land Surveyors in. Let's take out the Wild Boars. Then we have Vanguard Knights, which I thought were pretty good. I just like the art also. These are exceptional mortals, and Vanguard Knights have +2 power if they are alone in the furthest forward of your units. Since we weren't playing Call to War, I think we're going to keep the Vanguard Knights out of this deck as well. So that takes care of the spell books for this deck. It looks like we're going to keep the Ratinus Titan, Mountain Goat, Creator Eyes in. I think they're for this payload where you discard those cards and you deal damage. So I kind of like that mechanic. We also have oh yeah, I forgot about those. Let's do those too. So Earthquake is an elite card. You may rearrange sites within a 2x2 area, carrying along everything on the normal size. Then you burrow all minions and artifacts on those sites. So that I do like. Let me see. We'll put that in our elite pile. We'll see if there's anything that we can get rid of. Maybe we can get rid of these Amazon Warriors. Yeah, those are pretty basic. So let's take out the 2 Amazon Warriors. We'll put in the Earthquake. We'll also add a Land Deed, which gives you control of that site. I like that as well. Then we have 2 Mixed Terras, which are kind of like Power 9 in Magic the Gathering. They, if you sacrifice Mixed Terra, you can, the spells that you cast require no threshold, and they cost 3 less to cast the next turn. So that gives you an advantage, and you can play up to 2 of these. So we're gonna put 2 Mixed Terras in this deck. And I think we're going to take out the Centhounds. Nearby enemies permanently lose stealth. I like those. This lets you draw a sight. That's okay. Long Bend. Let's see. Dispel. We're going to keep. Common Sense we really like. Entangle. Minions occupying an affected site lose airborne. That's not bad. Bury. We like burying. Let's take out, I think Border Militia is fine because we need a lot of foot soldiers. Let's take out two of the longbowmen. I think they're good, but we have a pretty good mix here, so we'll take those out. And then last is the sights. We need to add 4 sights to this deck without going over our allotted budget. So we have Vantage Hills, which there's 2 copies here, so let's add a 3rd copy of Vantage Hills. We have the other options: Quagmire, Sinkhole, Bedrock. We have 2 Quagmires. We could add a 3rd Quagmire. Till the end of turn, units are immobile when they occupy the site, so we could do that. We also have 2 copies of Mudflow. At the start of your turn, sacrifice an unburrowed each minion occupying target site nearby. Then we could do another Bedrock. Can't be moved, destroyed, or modified. Let's skip that one. We already have Bedrock in there. Gnome Hollows is an exceptional site. Units with 3 or more power can't enter this site. So only small creatures can enter that one. Maybe we take those out too. Let's add Mudflow. This is an exceptional site. We don't have any Mudflows in the deck. So let's see how many total this is. And then I think we'll get close to 20 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Exactly 20. So that is our Atlas site. Now let's lay these out for you so you can see the full deck. Just like this. We're gonna put the box up here, Geomancer down here, and we're gonna do our sites first. We have, these are exceptional, elite, exceptional, and exceptional. Beautiful. All right, now this is also exceptional. So these are the ordinary sites. We're gonna start with Humble Village. That's ordinary site number 1. 3 of those. Rustic Village, so we'll add a bunch of these. Simple Village. And then exceptionals, we have Bedrock, Holy Ground, 2 Mudflows. Let's do it like this. Sinkhole is an elite. Quagmire is exceptional. And Vantage Hills are exceptional. So 3 Quagmires, 3 Vantage Hills, 1 Sinkhole, 2 Mudflows, 2 Bedrock, and a Holy Ground. That is our package of Atlas sites for this deck. Here is our 40 spells for the deck. We're going to do 1 Border Militia in the ordinary, 1 Belmont Longbowman, 2 copies of Berry, 2 copies of Common Sense, 2 copies of Dispel, 1 copy of Entangle Terrain, 2 Land Surveyors, 2 Overpowers, and 2 Scenthounds. And then we'll do our exceptionals. Do 1 copy of Cave In, 3 copies of Divine Healing, 2 Autumn Unicorns, 3 Pudge Butchers, 3 Root Spiders, a Rolling Boulder, a Slumbering Giantess, and 2 True Sight Crossbows. Then our elite cards, we'll do Crater Eyes, Mountain Giant, Payload Trebuchet, Raytanis Titans, an Earthquake, a Land Deed, and 2 Mixed Terras. And then the elite card, we're going to do King of the Realm, which gives other mortals +1 power, and you control all mortals. That's pretty good. So that, my friends, is budget upgrades that I recommend for the Geomancer Beta Preconstructed Deck for Sorcery. let me know in the comments if you would make any changes to this deck. I also want to thank Hane at the Wizard's Den and Jesse at the Winning Agenda. They did a couple pre-constructed deck upgrades on a couple months ago when the pre-constructed decks came out. That gave me a good idea to how I would like to modify some of my decks. So next on the channel, I'm going to do the other two pre-constructed decks. If you stay tuned, I'm going to do the air and the fire deck next week. And then after that, I'll probably do a play test and match some of the decks up together, and then you can see which decks you would like to play if you were to play Sorcery. All right, thanks everyone. That was a lot of fun. I will catch you in the next video. Have a great day.